Anong ginagawa? Anong nilalaro mo ngayong week?
Ano yan? Apex at saka Darkest Dungeon.
Damn! Darkest Dungeon? Yun ah. Parang ano yan ah. Dark Souls ng strategy yun. Mahirap yun, tari ah. Mahirap, di ba? Parang
kailangan
mahirap yun.
Kailangan kong ano yan? Kailangan mo i-detach ang sarili mo from your characters, else masakit.
Oo. Parang nga daw siyang XCOM and ano eh. Parang nga daw siyang XCOM and Dark Souls, so parang sobrang hirap daw, tapos mga ano yung get ready to die palagi ang ano mo. Ano yan yung mindset mo. Yun. Ako, this past few weeks, The Division 2. In-game na ako. May kabubuhan pa nga akong ginawa sa in-game. Oo. Not to spoil anything, pero siguro tip na rin to sa mga listeners natin. Huwag niyang ubusin muna yung Stronghold. Hanggatin niyo natatapos lahat ng side mission. Basta yun lang yung tip ko sa inyo, kasi magsisisi kayo, sayang yung mga makukuha mo dun sa side missions kasi magbabago siya lahat. I think it's all still there, pero I don't know. I think there's gate. Brand new.
So parang gate to na pag lumampas ka na doon, yung previous wala na.
Alam mo yung mga alam mo yung sa mga normal RPGs that they will warn you that anything beyond the save point, di ba? You finish everything that you want to finish. The thing is, there's no fucking warning like that. It was like, what? Wait! It's all gone. Sabi ko, oh my God, gano'n. May gusto ko pa naman akong gawin doon kasi in the Division 1, the first Division 1, there were these hunters na they were hunting Division agents. So they're mega powerful.
Sige.
Hindi, okay lang. They're mega powerful and all that. The Division 1 to. Tapos they're making a comeback on Division 2. On the Division 2, I think even if they search it, you'll find it on YouTube and everything if you want to find it. Pero yung the one thing that you can get from these guys, aside from the cool weapons and everything, I don't know if it's randomized or not, but I haven't beaten one, is the mask. Is a mask, para siyang tactical mask na para siyang Jason mask. And it's different, iba-iba, depende sa napatay mo. Kasi I don't know how many I think there are 12 hunters out there that it's really hard that you need. Meron ka dapat mga kasamang para patayin. Pero I was doing it solo. Kasi nga I don't know, baka kasi mamaya siya pa yung makakuha ng mask. Nagsayang lang ako ng oras, di ba? So parang sabi ko, okay, I'll do this solo and everything. Tapos hindi ko matalo, pero yun yung ko. So now that I'm in the end game, so parang iniisip ko, so how will that be? So mahirap yung mga kalaban ko, tapos mahirap pa siya. So yun. Pero yun, I'll talk about it a little bit mamaya. Sige, welcome muna. Episode 24, no?
Yes.
Episode 24. Pasensya na folks kasi medyo nadidelay kami sa mga mga busy kami. Mga ulirang magulang kasi kaming dalawa. So
adulting.
Adulting kami. Pero yun, dami natin pag-uusapan ngayon kasi daming nangyari this past 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? Daming nangyari. Sobrang daming announcement. Sobrang daming nagbabago ang parang game changer. Game changer ang ginagawa ngayon. Pero, na-predict na namin yan dito sa show. Kala nyo Kasi nga, yun yung, I've always thought that this was the path that was, when it comes to the developer and publisher, this path that Google, with their recent announcement of Stadia, ito yung path talaga which Xbox has taken a few months earlier because of their introduction to the program. And even I think what's his name? Spencer. Mark Spencer, I think. He's the head of Xbox, and he was thinking that I was not surprised because he already has a foot in the market of that. Pero what we are talking about is the new genre of making the Netflix of gaming. So the first one there to actually sell that. Pero we know gaming kasi there's no first. There's always which is the better one. Kasi madaling mag-launch niyan eh. Diba? Madaling mag-launch yan. Sony could launch that. Nintendo could easily launch that. All of the other markets can launch that because they're not selling hardware anymore. They're just be selling they're just be developing games and fixing the platform so people can play at 4K, yung mga ganyan, di ba? 60 frames per second.
Pero iba different ang sa Google at saka sa Microsoft. Yung sa Microsoft ata, pwede mo i-download yung game. Yung sa Google is talagang pure stream siya.
That's right. Ngayon, because Xbox has Xbox One X, meron pa silang hardware sa market. So, they have no choice but to release it that way. Pero, what we're missing is yung PC. Diba? We can't download Xbox games. We can't. It won't work. It has to be also released in PC. Pero if I can do it on my PC, I can play PlayStation games. I can play, which is what Google nga is introducing. It's like, wala nang exclusivity. Mukha mo, diba? And if you go exclusive now, which is we are seeing that going exclusive now, particularly yung mga PlayStation fans, Xbox fans, yung mga ganyan, if you go exclusive now, patay ka sa market. Why? Because we saw it in Metro Exodus. We're seeing it in exclusive Epic Games PC, ganyan-ganyan. Nag-exclusive ang PC, which is wrong. I mean, PC is more than happy to share or be a port of some game that's released in console. It's fine with us. But the thing is, if you solely release on PC, mas rabid ang fans ng PC eh. Pag hindi namin nagustuhan, hindi namin bilhin yan. Diba? Pag nagustuhan namin, kaya minsan ginagawa ng testing ng mga PC gamers ang console eh. Let's say Red Dead Redemption or usual yung mga GTA 5 and everything will be releasing on console first. And if we think it's cool, ganyan, then we'll buy it on PC as well. So yun yung nun, magiging scapegoat. Pero we already know na even these developers already know that if it releases on PC, it'll be a much more better experience. Kasi mas maganda yung graphics, mas maganda yung ganyan. Yun. And also, yun yung isang way to actually curve the technological gap between PC and is to release it on streaming. So yun lang talaga yung way. The only way to enjoy these games is gonna. Although Sony and I think Xbox kasi natanggap niya na eh. Tanggap niya na we can't say na we're gonna lose a lot of money. No, we're already losing money because we're not number one in the market pagdating sa consoles. Sony is the one that's gonna take the greatest hit.
Parang wala pang planang ang Sony.
I think being that they're quiet right now, being that they're quiet right now, I think they're doing something big. And I'm thinking this is also the way. Pero I also think they're still releasing a console. Pero it will be more streaming. They won't release CDs anymore. All digital na. Kasi the digital market is may kita mo, every AAA game that is releasing now, when you look at the charts, mababa palagi yung sales ng physical sales. All physical sales are down across the market, no matter what game it is.
Or a console or device.
Everything. Physical PC, Xbox, and all physical games are down in the market. Why? Because everyone is going digital. Diba? Wala na talaga. Physical sales, siguro, lalabas yan, physical sales na lang, yung mga yung collector's edition eh. I mean, very few owners of PC are buying DVD-ROMs included in their package. Unless talagang super bago lang siya bumili ng PC or whatnot. Maloloko lang siya dun sa price ng na ini-include nila yung DVD-ROM. Gone are the days of physical media. Pagdating sa gaming. Digital na talaga lahat. Diba? Kasi hindi naman lalabas ang Epic Games Store kung okay pa rin ang physical. Diba? Everyone watched how Steam actually grew from a small company, small part of Valve to now their main diba? Their main money maker.
RIP Half-Life 3.
Wala na 'yon. Wala na 'yan. Kasi mahirap Mahirap siya magawa ng team I think dapat mag-culmination na lang siya ng kaya lang siya yung easy money. Hindi remaster mo lahat yan.
Benta na lang nila yung franchise sa isang okay na developer, diba?
Alin? Hindi, kaya kasi siguro pwede. I don't think there's even developers in Valve anymore. Diba?
Yeah, mukha.
Wala na Wala, Left 4 Dead nga, hindi na ginagawa, diba?
Although, parang may narinig akong parang sequel.
Left 4 Dead 3 meron.
Hindi Left 4 Dead, pero parang iba.
Iba
pero
pa yun.
Connected.
Hindi siya connected. Meron yung developers previously, or I think yung producers, or yung head developer, I think, ng Left 4 Dead 2 was making a game that is almost the same almost the same, what do you call this, almost the same
ibang studio.
Iba siya. Gumawa sila ng sariling studio nila, so yun yung storya doon. Ano pa ba? Madami. There are lots of news on Anthem. Tapos yun nga, Division 2 just released. And the comparison there, siguro I'll probably write something on our page about the comparison of the two. I'll try to finish yung endgame muna ng Anthem. Well, actually, I'm in the endgame of Anthem na. And I'll just put my thoughts there. Tapos I'll release, within this week lahat, I'll release a review, probably parang major review ng The Division 2. I'm already in the endgame, siguro I can do it after the Anthem. Tapos we'll also release here on our page sa Facebook a comparison, a versus even Destiny 2. So yun, kung ano talaga maganda. Kasi right now, all I'm thinking, siguro bigay ako ng parang sneak peek kung ano yung versus nitong tatlong looter shooter na to. Kasi tatlo lang naman sila sa genre other than the one that's releasing now, and that's being teased, yung was that game, the one that started it all, the looter shooter? Oh my god.
Daisy?
Hindi Daisy. Yun, sa
PUBG?
Battle Royale yan. Hindi, Battle Royale yun
Ano sabi, looter shooter?
Looter shooter, ito. Division 2, Anthem, I forgot. Basta yun. I think they're already releasing part 3 of that series. I'll mention it later. So, yun. These three are the ones that is trying to practice the games in service system. The Division 2, because they've already failed. I mean, Ubisoft has already failed with the Division 1. They triumphed in the end, pero it's a little too late kasi nga wala na silang players. Yung mga players nila naglalaro na ng ibang games. So, they lost an opportunity there to actually fix the game initially. Pero that particular burden, and also Destiny 2, they've learned from their mistakes. So they released a game like Destiny 2 actually released. They're calling it Destiny 1.5 kasi nga parang it's the same exact game. It's just different content. So pwedeng expansion lang to Pero the thing is, they release an entire game, so may mga bagong features and everything. The Division 2, we can say that it's not Division 1.5. Some way argue that it's Division 1.5, but it's not. It's totally different. There are totally different features. The way the gunplay is different now. what we're used to in Division back then is not the Division now. So ngayon, if before in the Division you're trying to find ways to do something, meaning you're trying to find activities, in the Division 2 you don't have enough time to actually do all the activities in front of you. Sobrang overwhelming. I mean, initially you're trying to I'll just finish the missions, yung story missions and everything, ganyan. Pero as you're walking the streets, there's so much going on that maano ka eh. Kung mahidali ka ma-distract, patay ka dun. Patay ka sa game na yon kasi talagang you're already setting the waypoint to a particular mission. And then along the way, you're trying to walk the path. Hindi ka fast travel or whatnot. Kasi nga the tip there is just walk because there's so much things to do. Yun nga, bago ka marating doon sa level ng pupunta kang mission, ang taas na ng level. Siguro 2 levels up ka na kagad kasi nga on the way there, ang daming nangyari na. Which is good. Which is what I think it's the RPG or the story is a little bland for hindi siya ganun ka in-depth. Pero in terms of immersion, you're really immersed. As in talagang you're on your toes all the time. You're really you inside the post-apocalyptic city. So yun yung doon. And on the other hand, Anthem is really failing on a lot of things. I stopped playing Anthem after yung silent strike ako. Sabi ko, people are trying to strike on the game kasi nga parang don't play for 1 week. They're saying it. I think it's March 11 to I don't know, March 15 or ganyan. Parang ganun lang. Pero I stopped playing since then due to the fact that there's really nothing anymore for me to do other than to grind. And there's sobrang stressful magpaulit-ulit sa Anthem. It's not quick. It's not the grind is they don't make grinding easy. Kasi there's no fast travel. The only fast travel is you're trying to pag sa free play lang. Pero on missions, there's nothing like that. You have to go back to the mission giver, tapos go back again. So imagine yung vanilla WoW days.
Sa mission giver talaga ang balik?
Oo.
Wow.
Babalik ka talaga. So ang bagal ng game eh. Ang bagal. I mean, and in the what they call the Fort Tarsis is what your main hub of everyone, where everyone is. Parang siya lang yung nag-iisang city and everything. Tapos the quest givers are all over, and even if you hit the parang run or everything, it's still so slow. So parang I'm wasting time here. I just want to get to the quest giver, give him the quest and everything. I know there's dialogue there, and you're trying to be immersed in the pero I mean, what kind of a world where someone runs back and forth? Kasi you're gonna go back, tapos you're gonna go back to your parang main pod kasi nandun yung javelin mo, which is your suit. Tapos you're gonna launch. Tapos you're gonna have a loading screen. And ito pa yung nakakainis kasi there will be times na even if you load into a mission, your pilot didn't load up correctly. So ang itsura mo is generic. Kahit nagpalit ka na ng paint and everything para maging unique yung itsura mo, hindi siya nag-load up. So it's gonna throw you back to Fort Tarsis again. So parang I mean, there's so many bugs that's so game breaking na nakaka-frustrate na. Pero even all that, if everything, yung mga maliliit na bagay na yon would have been fixed, even with the loot issue that the players are having, I think they're gonna forget that kasi it's easy to farm. It's easy to repeat missions over and over again. Madali siya kasi nga they're making the experience, yung menus nila and everything pretty much easy for the player. And
so this is more of pangit ng quality of life features ng game.
Exactly. Pangit ang quality of life feature mo. So parang frustrate ka na mag-mission kasi parang isipin mo na lang parang
Walking 1,000 miles.
Oo, yung parang, yung parang, nagluluto ka ng adobo, pero kailangan mo isa-isahin bilhin yung yung ingredients sa tindahan. Babalik ulit sa bahay mo, tapos babalik ka ulit doon, tapos i-prepare mo. Ganun siya kapagod. So parang ayoko na kumain. 'Di ba? Yun siya eh. So doon siya nakakainis eh. So parang hindi okay. Pero if all that's explained, pero I think they're trying to curve it kasi ngayon when you enter the forge you have to enter a loading screen. Ngayon, I think they've already fixed it that if you enter the forge, just the forge, ibig sabihin you're trying to change your weapons, trying to change your your layout or your iba't ibang what do you call this, yung items mo and everything. You're trying to change all of that. They've already, I think, made it that isang click lang tas nandun ka na. Tapos you don't need to go to like the console to enter the forge. You can just enter it through your menu. It's parang, so pwede pala yun eh. Bakit din you... Diba? Yung reaction ko to parang, bakit kami diba? I can't complain really, Anthem. I just have to wait. Why? Because I didn't pay for the game. Pero I'm just, kumbaga parang I'm empathetic lang sa mga nagbayad. Kasi parang, diba? You bought such a bad game. At this point, I'm calling it a bad game. I mean, it's like BioWare is not learning from the genre. Parang kinulong sila sa isang lugar. Tapos, yan. Ito yung idea ng game natin. Ano no?
Sa tingin mo, they've lost their touch na. Ano ba yung yung release nila before Anthem?
I don't think they've lost their touch eh. Kasi everything else is there. It's still so BioWare. It's still so BioWare. You know that it's BioWare. I mean, I'm even thinking while I'm playing that, shit, ganito yung itsura ng ganito yung itsura ng Dragon Age na susunod. It's gonna be like this. I'm thinking it's gonna be like this. The dialogue will gonna be like this. How they present the cinematic is gonna be like this. Diba? They're even arguing na parang kasi it's built on what do you call this, the Frostbite engine, which is good for shooters, so the other experience of like main use of the old BioWare will not work. So parang sabi ko, ni cop out lang yun eh, reason na yun eh, hindi siya matibay na argument eh. I'm just thinking that these guys, when you say lost in touch, BioWare has lost their touch when it comes to how they do things. I mean, Anthem is a great environment game. Sobrang ganda ng environment na game na yon. So I'm really excited on the next Dragon Age kung ano maging itsura niya. They can make the world that big and we're just walking. Oh my God, yun ang pinakamagandang RPG sa lahat. Diba? When it comes to like aesthetics and everything. I mean, Dragon Age Inquisition was good aesthetically eh. Pero
still good naman.
Ano na?
Yung story kilala si BioWare, diba?
The story for I mean, ito kasi the people who will be playing are not BioWare fans who are buying Anthem. If you're a BioWare fan, you bought Anthem, you're a sucker. You're basically a loser. Why did you buy that game? It's not an RPG game. It's a looter shooter. Diba? You're in the wrong market, buddy. Yun. Kasi if you're buying
sila.
Oo, parang if you're a BioWare fan that you're just buying BioWare games, you're on a losing end na. Diba? That's not what you want because they didn't say that it's an RPG. They're saying it's a looter shooter. That's basically it. Diba? I mean, I don't know what they've been listening. Baka naman sobrang sobrang fanboy naman talaga yan na parang ganyan, di ba? Pero no, I mean, everything, how it looks, how they designed the story and how the dialogue is pretty much BioWare signature. But I'm just saying,
at least yung dialogue
it's not the typical RPG BioWare that BioWare makes. Kasi nga looter shooter siya. The story is just behind everything else. What's important is the gameplay. Kasi it's a grindy game. A looter shooter is a very grindy game. You're repeat missions, you're gonna go back the same path, you're gonna ganyan. Saan pumunta doon yung RPG na immersion? Wala na. Di ba? Kasi the same dialogue is gonna roll forth. And looter-shooter fans don't care about the dialogue or the background noise or whatever. All I want to do is just finish this mission and get the loot at the end of this mission. That's it. And I want to see what it is. Diba? If it's gonna make me powerful or what. Diba? Because looter shooters are always preparing for the next content. Meaning, what are the developers gonna throw at us this time? Kasi I've prepared for it. So yun lang yun. More of drill time lang to. Talagang drill. Diba? Grind ka lang ng grind ka lang ng grind. Diba? So parang kayo sa WoW, you've already done all the story, or you're at the end game. You're just doing raids and dungeons and everything like that. So what are you preparing for? The next expansion, di ba?
At saka, kasi sa WoW, yung mga dungeons and especially yung raids, may kung part ka ng isang raiding guild, parang may prestige pag natapos namin to eh.
Yun nga, exactly. I mean, maganda talaga siya pagdating sa mga ganon. I mean, Anthem is nowhere in sight when it comes to that. Wala pa siyang
ouch.
Wala siyang ganon. Parang when you finish a particular mission, you finish the mission. Ganon siya.
Walang satisfaction factor.
Wala. Right now, I can even say that Anthem is on an a late alpha stage. Or siguro even being very generous, closed beta. Nandun siya ngayon. Nandun siya sa stage na yon. Closed beta talaga siya. I mean, Anthem will definitely look much different 6 months from now. Iba na yung magiging gameplay niya. Mag-iiba talaga yung meta, mag-iiba yung niyan. Kasi they don't know. Kasi yun yung niinis ako sa BioWare. They don't know what they're doing. Yun yung nainis ako. The guys don't know what they're doing. Looter shooters have been here for like almost 10 years. Pero they didn't play those games. They didn't listen to their predecessors. They just made their own game. And all those problems that Anthem experiencing right now, tapos na-resolve na yan eh. Hindi na inuulit yan. Hindi na inuulit ng The Division 2. Hindi na inuulit ng Destiny 2. Diba? They could have picked it up from there. I mean, for example, Apex Legends, diba? Mm-hmm. What did Apex Legends do? Did they make an early version of PUBG? No, they didn't. They made the late version of PUBG and Fortnite and other games as well. Because they learned from their predecessors.
And they did a Blizzard. Learning from every tapos applying only the good stuff.
Exactly. Diba? You're just kasi of course your world is different from what PUBG and Fortnite is offering. Diba? Even your characters have their own personalities, hindi siya generic, diba? Hindi siya nagsasalita. Nagsasalita sila lahat. So they have personalities. Diba? So do you think when that is included on top of what you learned the process, hindi mo magiging one of the best games ka rin? Yun ang nangyayari nga sa Apex Legends because they know. Diba? It's like, I mean, I don't know what I mean, it just saddens me what EA is now. It's like there's no gamers there anymore. There's no one from gaming industry in there anymore. They're all businessmen and they're just pushing things towards their developers. Yun sa mga pag-aari nilang developers. Pag-aari nilang studios and everything. Nobody knows about games anymore. Diba? As long as it's moving, it's clicking, it's like that. Yeah. Pero on top of that, parang 80% is all how we're gonna make money from the players. Systems. Diba? So parang nakakalungkot na lang of what EA is. I mean, kung ako may re-request ako sa EA, could you bring back Fight Night? Kasi 'di ba? Sige, I'd pay loot boxes for Fight Night. 'Di ba? Walang problema. I'm not asking much of story there, 'di ba? Just gawa mo lang ako ng sarili kong path na pwede ako maging unknown boxer from amateur din, 'di ba? Yung katulad ng mga Fight Night dati. Yun lang sa akin. Just bring it back. Diba? I'll pay for it.
Pala is 2011, no?
Oo. Yung Fight Night. Oo. Kaya nga ako bumili dati ng Xbox eh. Hindi na ako sabi ko, I won't buy another console. Pero when I started playing yung Fight Night, yung mga rent lang na sabi ko, gusto ko to eh. Gusto ko to eh kasi gusto ko talaga ng Fight Night eh. I mean, 'di ba? It's immersion, it's RPG for me eh. No, parang hindi ako pwede maging boxer ever. 'Di ba? Based on your age and based on your weight, 'di ba? Parang hindi ako maging boxer kasi you have to start early, 'di ba? At least dito sa game na 'to magagawa ko, 'di ba? Although why I also play NBA Live, NBA 2K. Diba? Why also I play NBA 2? Because why? I'm not gonna ever join the NBA, but I can create my own character that looks like, diba? I can work my way through. I can learn the dribbling moves. I can learn na ganyan. So, part ako ng NBA 2K ngayon. Nasa NBA ako. Tapos, apelido ko nasa likod ng jersey ko. Di ba? Although sa jersey ko nakalagay Guzman lang eh. Hindi Guzman. Kasi hindi na po pronounce na Guzman lang kaya nila. Okay, fine. Ayun. So yun, I mean that's part of gaming. Pero I mean, yung Anthem talaga, yung BioWare talaga hindi kasi hindi ko na sinisisi talaga ang EA dito. I think it's all BioWare, man. They fucked up. That's it. They fucked up on this game. They need to make all the changes now. They have to not sleep, even if they have been doing this for 6 years now. They should not sleep and should listen to Reddit. Kasi yun lang. That's the only way that this game is gonna succeed. People are still playing it. Yes, I get it. People are still playing it. Yung iba kasi ngayon na bumili. Pero yun nga, that's what's sad with BioWare and Anthem and everything, particularly EA, because they have so many good rosters of games that are coming up, that I just hate to be in that conference room and talk to the shareholders on what they're gonna do next. I mean, ano naman buladas ang gagawin nila sa mga shareholders ngayon, diba? You should just make a good game. That's it. Apex ngayon ang bumubuhat sa buong EA. Honestly. Well, of course, FIFA. Because
may bagong character pala sa sa Apex. Mukhang sa Borderlands at saka pinaghalong Borderlands at saka si Junkrat.
Yun, yung Borderlands yung sinasabi ko. Looter shooter.
Ay, okay.
In looter shooting, that's what it's. Pero it's a single player game. Multiplayer is also active there, pero it's not games in service. Pero yun nga, para siyang Diablo. Para siyang Diablo na loot lang talaga, tapos paulit-ulit lang. Pero talagang mas nakakatuwa kasi panoorin doon ang Borderlands. Kasi nga, I think someone compared it. Someone was playing Anthem, and they were comparing how much loot are they getting versus how much they're getting from Borderlands. Siyempre, talo na naman yung Anthem. Yun lang yung point doon. Kasi parang mas maganda yung nakukuha ang loot on the same number of hours you spent.
Well, mayroong napansin ako dun sa bago. May battle pass na pala ang Apex.
Ang Anthem. Ay, ang Apex Legends.
May difference lang siya na medyo hindi yung sa Fortnite kasi, even though hindi ka bumili ng battle pass, makaka-receive ka pa rin ng tawag nila ba, V-Bucks. So, sobrang tagal na grind, makakabili ka pa rin ng battle pass. Sa Apex na battle pass, wala. As in, yung Apex coins, you'll only be getting that pag bumili ka na ng battle pass. So,
but freeway is it? Yeah, but is it? Yeah, the freeway is what you can.
Wala kang nakuhang Apex coins sa free way of doing things. So there's no way from free to battle pass na you don't have to pay.
Hindi, pero how are you gonna get Octane? By paying for it?
Hindi, yung si Octane, ano naman, meron naman yung hindi Apex coins. May pwedeng Apex coins din, pero meron din another currency na pula na pwede mo gamitin. I mean, it's not that Yung, di ba, meron other rewards na battle pass lang nakukuha
Hindi, ano bang problema sa battle pass? What does it give you? What does the battle pass give you?
Hindi, it's parang the same lang, mga skins, ganyan. It's not about yung
content.
Yung content. It's about na, kasi, pag sa Fortnite, pwede ka mag-grind talaga, as in super grind. Eventually, makakabili ka na ng battle pass using in-game currency. Sa Apex, walang method na ganon. So, walang way na mag-grind ka lang na mag-grind tapos eventually in-game currency to buy a battle pass. Walang ganon. It's just, kailangan mong bumili talaga ng battle pass. Then, makakuha ka ng Apex coins within that battle pass premium para maka-ano sa next na battle pass.
But the thing is, what does having a battle pass give you? Anong advantage ba meron ka?
Skins kasi mga skins, mga trackers. I mean, ang point ko lang here is for those na walang cash, kahit mag-grind sila, hindi nila mga wala silang to get that skin or that tracker. Kasi sa Apex, meron kang trackers na season 1 kills or season 1 damage, something like that. Meron mga free na trackers, pero meron ding mga non-free na trackers, mga premium sa premium pass na. So, hindi mo makukuha talaga unless
although these are all cosmetics, right?
So
there's
lahat
nothing
cosmetic.
To do with anything, di ba?
Pero I mean, so
alam ko na, naloloko ka na.
Hindi.
Kasi nagigets ko naman yung point mo, but the thing is,
mga bata sa sa Fortnite kasi kaya nilang i-grind. At least proud sila, buy battle pass na ako, meron na akong bagong meron mga skins na makukuha na.
Yun nga, hindi ko alam kasi tawa ako kasi sa nagigets lang ako kasi parang I don't know if Apex is doing the right thing or not by not doing what Fortnite is doing here. Pero ang akin kasi, I think the message as a gamer has been lost in that kind of thinking of children nowadays. Why? Because you're grinding for what? Are you really getting good? Or you're just grinding for the sake of grinding just to get those so-called bragging rights? Are you really any good? Are you esports good?
It's not about bragging rights. It's more of to show their to their personality or something. Pero kasi Apex
I think it's bragging.
I don't know.
I think it's bragging rights kasi we've experienced that when it comes to guild wars and everything like that. There's called fashion wars. There's called sa Warframe there's fashion frame. Ibig sabihin you're showing off how you look on these lobbies. That's the main thing about it. That's the main thing about cosmetics and everything. If your game doesn't have much PvE content that people can actually brag about, yung mga prestige, yung mga ganyan, you go to this direction. Particularly sa mga free-to-play games like Warframe and everything. Fashion na lang ang mo. Ibig sabihin, how good are you gonna look? And then you get friends there. Ang ganda ng mo. How did you get that? Diba? So, explain mo I have to grind for it. Ganyan. You have to do this. You have to do this. Kasi, I mean, noon, yung unang fashion wars, Guild Wars, is, what do you call this? Pagandahan ng legendaries. To get the legendaries, you would have to actually spend like 3 months grinding for the same content. Sometimes it's shorter, depende kung gaano kabilis mo nakuha. Pero it really takes that long to actually get a legendary. So makita mo, pag ang isang tao may legendary, pinaghirapan niya talaga. Kasi you can't just get that. You can't just buy that.
Yun nga ano eh. Yun nga sinasabi ko eh.
So,
at least mag-grind mo siya.
Yun nga. So what I'm saying is, it's bragging rights. Ibig sabihin, the reason why I have this because I grind for it. I wouldn't know if Apex Legends is doing the right thing by not pandering to that kind of mentality, or if they even see that kind of mentality. Because if you can sell it in terms of what the publisher, or they're making money or whatnot, they're just gonna sell it. Diba? If people want to grind, I'm sure it will eventually be available. Not right now, pero I'm sure.
Yung parang delayed ano?
Hindi, syempre, I mean, there's no demand for it eh. Diba? You're showing concern about it, but are other people also showing concern in Reddit? But if there's enough,
it's not enough
clamor for it. If there's enough clamor for it, and the people who are playing Apex are demanding for it, as the media actually catches it na parang bakit hindi ganito yung comparison, di gagawin nila. It's as easy as entering a code. Diba? So, ganun lang yon, diba? Pero yun nga, I mean, ang akin kasi, yun yung medyo saddening sa akin eh. Parang, when it comes to fashion wars or yung mga fashion na ganyan, the message of gaming is lost eh. Are you even getting better by looking good? Diba? Are you pro status now? Can we pay you to actually play games internationally? Because you have that kind of items? I think
pero,
not.
Yun nga.
Diba? You're grinding lang kasi you're spending so much hours there. So, the addicting status is being given to the player. Pero the skill status is not improving.
Now, yung sinasabi mo, that comes from generation natin of of yung skill and Pero with the kids, I mean the younger players, I think it's more, they're hindi, well, some siguro, pero hindi lahat yun ang iniisip nila eh. This is, kumbaga sa kanila itong mga games, it's a social thing. It's not na become better. I mean better, well, some siguro, pero karamihan siguro it's more of a social outlet.
Oo nga, kaya lang yun nga kasi yung risk nun eh. Kasi when you say a social outlet, who do they brag to? Not all of their online friends. Also their real friends, your schoolmates and everything. Pag sinabi nilang, meron na akong ganito sa Fortnite, meron na akong ganitong item. Ako rin, ganyan. Diba, some other kids, may pera sila na parang, mami, bili mo ako ng ganito para makakuha ako ng ganitong skins, diba? Tapos yung iba naman parang, they actually worked for it, ganyan yan, they spend time, ganyan. Pero diba, when it comes to, when these two kids actually play against each other, tapos hindi ka naman magaling pala eh. Maganda lang yung items mo eh. Diba? So, yun yung double-edged sword doon. Kasi nga, you're not trying to improve the skills. You're just trying to improve your social skills. Pag may bragging rights ka, pagdating sa mga kaibigan mo na, meron na akong ganito. Tara, online tayo kasi gusto kong pakita yung mga ko, diba? Yun yung double-edged sword din. I mean, how are we really gaming nowadays? Diba? Are we gaming because we're trying to be good? Kaya nga yun yung I mean, sa mga Anthem forums and everything, yun yung medyo, what I call this, question ko dun sa mga nag-ask nga, because right now they're asking because twice already it happened that BioWare mistakenly made the game give more loot. Ibig sabihin, mas maraming mass works na nakuha, mas maraming chance para makuha yung mga higher tier loot. Tapos, when that happened, people were saying, ang ganda na ng loot. And then BioWare, yung unang nangyari yun, BioWare took it back na, it was a mistake that happened. So we patched it out. So balik na siya sa dati. And then people were angry. And then the next patch came in, it happened again. And then right after a few hours, they actually took it back again.
So yung nila parang...
yun nga yung may mali sila sa computation and everything. Pero kasi, the others are now just asking for, just give us the loot. Just give us so many loots. Just give us all the masterworks and ganyan. So what will that do? Will that make you a better player? Diba? Will that make you better? Kasi if not, then games in service is actually failing. There's no end goal. There's no end goal. There's just gambling. Diba? There's no end goal. You guys are just playing so you can get something. Well, that's wrong. Kasi you have to get something. You're getting something so you can prepare for something. Meaning, there's a content. You need to beat that kind of boss and you need these weapons to actually beat that boss. So, dapat ganun palagi ang gaming. Meaning, there's an end goal. And when you beat that boss, tingnan mo yung satisfaction makuha mo. Hindi, ngayon kasi, nag-e-end na dun eh. Nag-e-end na sa loot. Nag-e-end na sa mga skins. Nag-e-end na sa ganyan. Na pag nakuha mo na yung skins na yun, yun ang satisfaction mo. Diba? Before, hindi. You're trying to get better so you can actually beat that boss. Because right now, I'm pretty weak. Diba? So,
usually, hindi ka makaprogress din eh.
Oo, hindi ka makaprogress. But shit, ang lakas kasi masyado eh. Tapos, that's where camaraderie comes in. Pare, tulungan mo naman ako na to. Sige. Diba? Diba? Yung parang
this is on RPGs, diba?
With our combined forces, we can beat them. With me alone, my skills are, tsaka yung weapons ko is not good enough. Diba? Diba? Pero may option dapat na parang, I just have to get those kinds of weapons, this kind of level and everything, then I can beat it alone. Diba? Kumbaga parang wala na yung mga, yung mga trials na parang,
trials?
Ay, sa mga tribo-tribo, di ba? Yung parang, para maging lalaki ka, dapat umakyat ka sa ganito. Di ba?
Okay.
Wala nang ganun ngayon. Ngayon, it's like, you believe that you're better, then you are better. Which is wrong, di ba? Which is so wrong. Why? Why do you believe you're better? Then show it. And then when you show it, the person is just gonna grief online na parang, wala, chamba. Chamba lang yon. Magaling talaga ako. Diba? All these things na, kaya nga gusto kong itigil yung mga sinasabi ng Disney na parang, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. Are you kidding me? Diba? Diba? You have to train. You have to, diba? You have to practice. Diba? You have to spend hours on a game to be better. Diba? Ngayon kasi, yun nga, sabi mo nga, you have to spend hours, grind all the game to look good. For what? Diba? Dapat ganon. Kasi MMOs are dying now, so you don't have wala na tayong mga ganong klaseng stories. Ang meron ngayon, games in service, tapos, hindi na rin ngayon, hindi na rin, sukatan ng galing, when you finish a game. Diba? Kasi there are RPGs that you can finish like 5 hours, right?
Ay, ang ikli naman.
May mga katulad yung mga ginagawa ng mga so parang they focus on multiplayer. Their games are
yung
like
mga
5 hours.
Na hindi yun talaga yung focus ng
Diba? Pero panahon natin dapat, ilan ngayon? Sabihin na natin, how many kids before grew up that didn't finish Mario? Diba?
Ngayon kasi mga game hindi naman story first ang nila eh. Multiplayer first ang diba?
Ayun nga. Pero Mario doesn't have a story. Super Mario Brothers doesn't have a story. The only story is just get the princess, diba? Save the princess. You don't know why you're going through all those levels, diba? But you just have to do it, diba? Diba? Tapos you go through another castle, the princess is not here. Okay. I'll go to the next one. Diba? That's how you work. Pero you have to get to the end. Diba? Pero ngayon, it's not even, what do you call this? Because of how, games now are not cheap. I think it's the same price or value as they were before, diba?
Pero now, change.
Pero games are not valued the same way as before. Meaning, kids can have 4 or 5 games that they haven't finished. Diba? Before, yung mga hirit ng parents natin is like, you have to finish that game first. Hindi mo pa natatapos, bibili ka na ng bago. Diba? Yun eh. Kaya ako nun, yun ang motivation. May tapos ko na, okay, bili tayo sa SM. Bagong game. natatapusin ko. Di ba? At I don't play those 2-player games, yung mga for 2-player fun. Binibili ko talaga yung mga story-based games kasi para kailangan tapusin. Para makakuha ko ng bago ulit. Di ba? Kasi I mean, as a kid, there was one episode when I was a kid. I think I was in grade 6. I was going to school. I woke up very early for some reason. I don't know. But I think I woke up an hour before my service comes. Yung pag dumating yung service ko. So, I decided I was not allowed to play on a school day, but I decided to load up the game. Ayoko manood ng TV. I just decided to load up a game. Sabi ko, laruin ko na lang to. The game was King of Dragons.
Side-scroller.
Side-scroller. So, I haven't finished that game, and I had no reason to actually finish that game. I was just playing it for the sake of. Pero, by the time I loaded up the game, it was like 30 minutes before dumating yung ano. It was like 5:30 in the morning. Tapos 6 darating yung ano. So, I have to play as much as I can in 30 minutes. So, I just played ganyan. I finished the game in 28 minutes.
Record.
So ang saya ko pumasok ng school. Di ba? Parang, di ba? Parang wala naman naglalaro nun sa school na. Pero yun, yung feeling ko, yung gratification ko na parang, I don't have to play the game anymore. Unless, siguro 2 players. Di ba? Parang, I don't have to play the game. I finished it. I've done it. Di ba? Parang, di ba? Yay, I saved the day. Di ba? Yung ganun klaseng feeling na ngayon wala na. It's people, ika nga, kids, personally that kids are grinding for these, at what age they're already grinding? Seriously? Di ba? Bakit ka nag-grind? Di ba? You grind when you're, di ba? Ikaw, kailan ka nag-start di ba? Yung sa WoW and everything. I mean, it might have been the age when, yung parang age difference mo na lang kasi lumabas yung WoW at that period in time. Pero you don't appreciate that kind of work when you're at a specific age, di ba? Parang, kasi, wala, ganun din magagawa ko sa trabaho di ba? Kaya ko to. Grind, di ba? Alam mo na kung ano yung fulfilling pag nag-grind ka. Ano yung feeling na gano'n. Pero ngayon, ibig sabihin mo na lang, kids are actually grinding for cosmetics. Di ba? Parang gusto kong, kausapin yung mga bata na yun, di ba? Parang, uy, bigyan kita ng isang game, pag nag-grind ka dyan, mas matutuwa. Hindi lang cosmetics makuha mo. I mean, bigay ko lang sa kanya, Diablo Sige, mag-grind ka sa Diablo. Gusto mo mag-pilot sa akin. Gusto mo mag-pilot? Alam mo ba yung turn of pilot? Di ba? Yung parang, gusto mo, ikaw maglalaro.
Cafe, di ba?
Oo nga pala, wow ka nga pala. Alam mo yung mga pilot. Pero yun nga, di ba? You can grind for that. Sige, grind ka. Di ba? Sa WoW, di ba? Uso yan. May mga ganyan Pilot for gold lang. Pagbalik mo, dami mo ng gold. Ang lupit no? Pero yun nga. I mean, this is what gaming should be. I mean, achieving the best. That's the reason why there are several difficulties regardless of the genre. Yung parang may hard, may easy, may ganyan. So, ako usually, when I know personally that the story is good, I go for easy. Kasi I just want to be immersed in the story. Na parang, ayoko ng masyadong technical na fighting and everything. Unless it's actually part of the parang, you're a struggling, you're struggling warrior and everything. So you have to start from scratch. That's the time that I actually set it on normal or hard. Kasi parang I have to feel kung ano yung nararamdaman ng character or yung sineset ng story para sa character na mahirap talagang kalaban yung mga kalaban na binibigay sa akin. So that's the one thing. The other thing is parang yun nga, I set it on easy tapos I just go through the story. And then after that, I set it to normal para makakuha ng magandang armor, yung mga ganyan. Tapos kung gusto mo pa mag-hard or mga nightmare, yung mga ganyan, for your personal na lang yon, sa'yo na lang yon. Kumbaga parang self-challenge na yon kasi malamang wala ka pang pambili ng susunod na game mo, yun lang. Yun lang ang game mo. Sige na nga, nightmare na nga muna. Di ba? Di ba? Parang ganun yun eh. Ganun yung mga, I mean, I would understand people grinding for loot on games like Dark Souls. O talagang kailangan mo mag-cosmetic dyan kasi minsan naiiyak ka na, hindi ka makalagpas eh. So, might as well look good when dying. Di ba? Pero on games such as Fortnite, other, yung mga PUBG and everything, nalulungkot lang ako para sa gaming community na masasabi nila magaling sila kasi mukha silang badass. Pero siguro naman very little naman yung ganun klaseng evidence na parang kung hindi sila mukhang badass, hindi sila marunong. Pero yun nga, kasi nga there's always an option of buying things, di ba? Nowadays. So, yun nga yun.
Depende sa kumpanya.
Yun nga, depende rin sa tao, di ba? Kasi nga yun lang yung masakit, di ba? Someone looks badass, pero may kita mo yung parang, teka, kaka-launch lang ng game Di ba? Mapansin mo. Kaka-launch lang neto kahapon bakit high level lang agad? May mga gamit mo. Tutut, pay to win ka, di ba? So yun. So doon mo makikita talaga yung, kaya nga hindi magandang sukatan ng ang cosmetics. I mean, for if the what do you call this, the determination of actually playing a game is actually being better on the game, then yun. Kasi nga more honestly, without that kind of mentality, without that mentality na kinalakihan natin, esports wouldn't even survive. Diba? You think? Diba? Esports would actually survive if the mentality of the gaming community is actually looking better versus being better, diba? So, mamamatay ang esports. Kasi, lahat na lang na naniniwala na magaling sila, yun na yun. Binili lang naman nila yung itsura nila. Diba? So, yun. Yun lang yun.
Napahabangan natin siya na.
Oo nga. Hindi kasi kailangan pag-usapan kasi nga, medyo ito yung nagiging path ngayon Diba? Katulad niyan, hindi ka nabibili ngayon ng console. Hindi ka nabibili ng kahit ano. Pag sumikat ang Stadia, kahit saan ka maglaro, kahit sa bulok na PC ka maglaro, makakapaglaro ka ng 4K. So yung bragging rights ng iba, katulad ng yung mga katulad namin na PC, mga ganyan, wala ka ng, what do you call this, computer skills na pag-assemble ng PC, di ba? Wala na itong si nakapiso net, mas maganda pa yung nilalaro kaysa
may post ang recommend nila is 25 Mbps.
Doon na tayo papunta
Well, yeah, true. Kung depende sa sa ating mga
25 Mbps. Ano kakainin mo yung buong ko? Tinaw
Well, yan ang recommended ng
Do you know that most games, even the most graphically demanding games and system demanding games only takes 2 to 3 Mbps of your
Hindi, pero kasi yung process processing nasa computer mo
Yun nga. Kasi nga, everything is being rendered by your computer, which makes the task a little easier for the game. And all they need is in connection. Pero yun nga, kung nire-render mo lahat doon, talagang mas malaki. So, yun yung mahirap sa ganitong klase. Ganitong klaseng Kaya nga, ako nandun pa rin ako doon sa ginagawa ng software. Ang akin lang, huwag na kayo mag-release ng super heavy duty na super heavy duty na console. Diba?
Pero sabi nga ng isang podcast ang speculation nila kaya ginawa nila to is to highlight yung kanilang cloud services. Kasi yung Google ang massive ng niyan yung architecture ng mga service. So parang in a way may parang
dapat gina-guess natin si Marv dito
si Marv. Diba? Na special Marv mention tuloy.
Marv dapat
si XT.
Oo, may kilala pa ako si Miami. Miami, dapat nandito ka sa podcast. Mga Google kayo Google kayo, Google Philippines kamo kayo, mga employee, si XT, ano ba yung employee number, ano siya?
Well.
Oh. Ano na, wala ba kaming insider? Wala ba kaming insider?
Sige,
insider knowledge dyan. Ay, susumbong namin kayo kay Papa, anong pangalan nun? Sino ta CEO?
Sindar Pichay?
Susumbong namin kayo Papa. Binibigyan ng insider yung mga media. Kailangan lang hype dyan. Magandang idea, no? Kausapin natin mga Marv, insider. Diba? Kasi, balita ko, hindi kasama ang Asia doon sa listahan ng mga i-release yan,
Hindi nga.
Diba?
Europe at US.
May Australia ba? Wala, no?
Oo, kasama Australia ata.
Tiga mo? Ganun na lang. Talaga. Pero ito, meron akong tanong sa'yo. Recently news, nag-release ang Apex ng na they're planning on putting all China players into a single server. Magiging region lock na sila. What do you think
for
about
China?
that? Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Kung technical, okay, fine. Kasi baka it's too much burden
racial.
You're saying na may parang political to?
Hindi naman. Kaya meron hindi kasi ito sa akin as a gamer from Southeast Asia. It's not that Chinese players are griefing me in a way. It's not that they're so good or ganyan. No, I mean, I think in skill terms, yes, probably they're equal or a little bit better than us. Pero that's not the issue. Kasi mas gusto mo nga kalaban yung mga galing para matuto ka, di ba? Kasi mag-iiba yung gameplay mo . My issue lang kasi is I can't communicate with these guys.
Okay.
Yeah. In the division, there's already someone that I know that is Chinese national that invited me to a group. Invited me even to a clan. Pero when I was hailing him, hi, you want to do a mission? He was speaking in Chinese. So I was like, why would I join your clan, diba? Why would I join your clan? What's the use? You guys don't even speak English. I'm not saying na, you have to speak. No, because the Southeast Asia is so diverse in language. What are we gonna choose? Mandarin? Diba? You're not even part of Southeast Asia.
Biglang naisip ko lang, bakit hindi lang gawin yung ginagawa ng mga Blizzard? Ang style ng Blizzard servers, meron talaga nakasulat. Merong English speaking, merong
Oo. I mean, ang akin lang kasi, the reason why I want Apex or anong pangalan ng developer? Blanco na naman ako. Basta yun. Respawn Entertainment. I want them to do this so that others may emulate. Kasi magiging trend yan that you have to region lock. I mean, Chinese players like to play with Chinese players too. They talk, they type in Chinese, another Chinese will respond. Diba? Tapos they talk, and when they start speaking English, they're mostly condescending. They're like, hey, how are you? Hey, over there, come on. I mean, it's like, what? Diba? I mean, you haven't been talking to me the entire time that you're now commanding me and everything. Wala man lang hi, hello. Because it's not their culture to do that They probably say ni hao to each other and then they start. But I miss that part, diba? I don't know what the Chinese words or the Chinese ano yung symbols for ni hao in China. I don't need to learn it, diba? Because it's not useful to me in my daily life. But the thing is, diba? I mean, you guys play with each other. That's fine. You guys are 1 million players siguro kayo, diba? 2 million players. You can even bring the game up, diba? But you guys play with each other. Kasi in Asia, even Thailand, people in Thailand, Indonesia and everything, they can speak English. Kahit mahina, yung mga Pilipino naman mahina din. Pero even then, diba, you can speak. You can speak a little, diba? Go here. Or the enemy's here. Ang dali sabihin nun eh, di ba? Pero, I mean, the Chinese are having a hard time with that. So, diba, communication-wise, on my part, I think it should be done. Because most of the games now require mics.
Yeah. Siguro,
Diba?
siguro kasi in games like Control ng Apex na communication, it makes sense na i-separate sila.
Oo. Diba? Iba dito, naka-hot mic pa, tapos ang ingay-ingay.
Oo.
Diba?
Very useful yung yung marunong kang mag-mute.
I mean, ako, I could include Indians nga. Indians are very good English speakers.
Ay, baka nga better pa.
Diba? Palit sila ng bansa. Doon sila sa bandang gitna. Diba? East Asia. Ay, diba?
South Asia.
South Asia, no. South Asia sila. Sila yung mag-South Asia. Tapos, diba, bigay na nila sa India yung yung bansa nila. Ang ganda din yun. Ay, nako. Nanghirap lang talaga kasi pag ganyan eh. I mean, I even curse my own region. I don't curse kasi nga, yung internet, I've already curved yung internet sa Pilipinas eh. I'm not having issues with that anyway. Pero, yung sa akin, yung where we're situated, it's hindi maganda eh. Kasi even Germans know how to speak English eh. Diba? European server, diba? Ang mga Scandinavians, diba? Yung mga Norway, Finland and everything are American accent pa nga sila eh. Hindi mo nga ma-determine, ba't nasa Europe ka, diba? Diba? No, I'm from Finland, I'm from Norway, I'm from Denmark. Diba? Ang galing nila magsalita, diba? So, yun yung medyo nagiging problem. I think Respawn should be the catalyst in this area again. Kasi nga, I think one reason why they thought that they should be region locked is because most of the cheaters actually came from the region. Diba? And ito pa yung isang hate ko. I can't say anything about it, pero I think it's been going on for years that the way they sell Western games to China, particularly in my experience, Ubisoft, pero ngayon na-experience ko sa Apex Legends, is may mga trial accounts ang Chinese. They're given trial accounts that they can try. If the game is good enough, then you buy it. They can try it, I don't know how many days, but they can try it. Pero, they can't use their own names on the username. So it's all numbers until they buy it. Until they buy a username for that game. So, na-experience ko to sa Rainbow Six Siege, where when they say they're releasing on China, all of these players come swarming in. They're all numbers. They're just numbers. Tapos they're the ones that are cheating. So parang sabi ko, oh my God. Sabi ko yung influx nito, how much are they selling this in China? Yun lang yung parang iniisip ko na parang, which in my opinion, parang sinasabi ko, bakit sa walang gano'n? Di ba? Bakit sa Pilipinas walang gano'n? Bakit wala tayong trial accounts, di ba? Na pwedeng, subukan mo muna. Kung gusto mo talagang gumastos, sige, bili mo na, di ba? Otherwise, the game will end like in 15 days. Hindi mo na malalaro. So yun, ang Cyberpunk 2077. Ayun, magantay pa tayo mga kapatid. 2 taon pa po siya. Pero sinabi naman, Cyberpunk 2077 will be out before 2021. And there's another game from CD Projekt Red. They're saying it might be from the Witcher universe, pero we shouldn't expect The Witcher 4 daw. So ito siguro yung inaantay ng lahat na si Siri na yung mag-ano, or probably anong tawag nila doon, offshoot, parang anong tawag nila doon?
Spin-off?
Spin-off, yung spin-off ng world. It could focus on another Witcher kasi marami naman ng Witchers eh. Si Geralt is just part of the school of the wolf. Diba? Pero marami bang schools pa eh. So, yun, may serpent, may ganyan-ganyan. So, it could be part of that. It could dwell on tapos it'll just touch with the characters of Witcher, pero we don't know. It could be cool. Yun. Ako, ini-expect ko lang yung parang,
so, ano to, RPG? Or ito yung katulad ng Gwent or yung Thronebreaker?
Hindi ko sure, pero I think they're done with that. I think they're done with that. Oh, pero ako, if you're gonna ask me, I would like a 4X game based on the Witcher world. Gusto ko magkaroon ng ganon. Kasi gusto ko yung world ng Witcher eh. Yung
hindi ba yun yung iba pala yung Thronebreaker?
Yung mga intrigue between the houses, yung mga kingdoms, diba? And everything. So, yun. Gusto ko lang actually maglaro as Empire. Actually, malakas kasi sila eh. Kasi sila eh. Kasi, I mean, it's a little bit like yung Renaissance period, I think. Or Renaissance. Basta yung parang high Middle Ages na reign of the Holy Roman Empire.
Okay.
Yung iba-ibang, di ba, magkakaibang kingdoms yon, and then they were served all throughout the Holy Roman Empire because they were given choices, di ba? Parang either you join us or we destroy di ba, your entire kingdom. So parang, sige, okay. Di ba? And like, pero, I mean, as you were, kasi mahirap kasi din yung pride, di ba? You are a king from a whole line of kings from your forefathers, tapos you're just gonna be, a lord? Or a sub-king from the King of Kings, which is the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. So parang magsasubdue ka. So, di ba? Parang anong klaseng hari ka nun? Diba? Pero ika nga, if you're with the people, mag-absorb ka. Pero yun yung gusto ko makita sa The Witcher is parang I can explore that kind of Kasi yung intrigue na nilalabas nila sa The Witcher, particularly sa The Witcher 2, yung sa Witcher 2 kasi medyo hindi maganda yung gameplay niya. Kasi linear, hindi siya open world talaga. So nag-focus siya masyado sa story. Yung intrigue between houses and ganyan-ganyan, ang ganda. Sabi ko, parang Lord of the Rings to.
Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones pala. Parang Game of Thrones. Parang, kaya lang yung nila, yung each houses has their own secret, gano'n. So may mga powers yung bawat mga kingdoms and all that. Parang like, nakakatakot. Di ba? So yun yung kung ako lang may suggestion is parang yun ang gusto ko makita sa The Witcher universe. I don't think anyone will buy it, pero I think it's a good take kasi nga they could rule all genres with that kind of thinking, di ba? Plus hindi naman sila pabaya sa story, di ba? Hindi sila pabaya sa mga games
Project
nila.
Red? Okay naman.
CD Projekt Red. Okay sila kasi sila maalaga talaga sila iniintindi nila yung pangalan nila. Ayaw nila masira. Kumpara sa iba na daing-daing pera. Okay lang masira. Pero sa totoo yun kasi yung yun yung mindset ng mindset ng BioWare.
CD Projekt Red, diba, siya, independent, or partly sa
Hindi, self-publishing na siya.
Okay. Ayun. I mean, mga ganun kasi ang mindset nila parang sila startup mindset. Pag part ka ng isang corporation na corporate, na yan.
Kasi naman yung CEO naman kasi siya may-ari ng Good Old Games. Have you heard of that?
No.
They're like the Steam of Europe.
GOG.
GOG. So they're like the Steam of Europe pero they're focused on really good old games, yung mga DOS games.
Yung mga retro,
So, yung mga hindi mo na makikita sa market ngayon, yung mga abandonware. Abandonware pero may bayad Dapat ganun lahat ng games, Dapat ganun lahat ng games, Abandonware. Kaya lang sa nakakaawa naman sa first, di ba? Ginawa ko yun, hindi na ako kita. Libre na siya. Yun. So, yun. Anyway, ano pa ba?
Bloodlines 2?
Yun ang magandang news talaga doon.
Nag-like na si di ba?
Oo. Ating kaibigan. Pero, ano sa tingin, nalaro mo ba yun, yung first game?
Hindi. Alam ko siya, di ba? Parang
early 2000.
Based
2004.
on a book.
Yeah, based on a board game, man.
Board game ba siya? Ay.
Yeah, based on a board game. Kaya nilike niya eh. Kasi Vampire Masquerade is a card game. It's a card game, board game at the same time.
Ganun ba? Akala ko
may
siya.
mga blood tokens yan.
Kasi yung parang Masquerade na series of... So, board game, then books, then ganun. Or am I thinking of something else?
So, basta yung yung may mga iba-ibang clans and everything yon. So, yun maganda. Tabletop RPG siya. So yun. Alam ko kasi naging card game siya nung panahon ng mga Magic the Gathering, tapos naglalaro ito sa...
Kaya pala parang pamilya sa akin.
Oo, may mga blood
hindi na connect sa akin yung board.
Oo, may mga blood token sila, sila sa ko na yan. Ganda yan Yun, tapos depende sa clan mo kung gaano kalakas mo. So, kaya gano'n, yung parang malupit to eh. Malupit talaga siya eh. Tapos siya, ang lalim ng lore. Diba? Lalim talaga ng lore niya eh. 13 clans yun eh. Yeah. I played as a La Sombra. I played as a Chimiske. I played as a Gangrel before, pero panggulo lang. Pero yun nga.
Yung card game o yung board game?
Yung story, yung lore mismo. So, yun. Pero yung yung tabletop, yung parang siya. Parang RPG, gano'n. So, yun. Maganda siya. Sa kaya lumabas yung game niya na 2004, yung Bloodlines. Maraming nagkagusto, maraming nagka-hate. Kaya naging siya, cult classic siya. Kasi nobody left it. It's like Crusader Kings 2, although Crusader Kings 2 is still being developed up to this day. Pero yun nga, one of the old games that are still being played up to this day because of its para siyang Morrowind.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls Morrowind. So people love the game that they're still playing up to this day, tas they're still reinventing it, still modding it, still ganyan para mas maganda. So yun. Tapos ngayon, ito yung magandang kasi parang pala niya nakalimutan kasi that's what Paradox is eh. Mahilig siyang mag-cater to niche gamers na parang kala nyo hindi, meron kami niyan. Yung parang ang ganda, bilib din ako sa publisher na to. Kasi they rarely make a mistake when they make choices on the games that they want to release or they want to support from their studios. So, yun yung gusto ko sa publisher na to eh. I mean, ito yung mga magsa-thrive. CD Projekt Red and Paradox will be the one who thrives. Diba? Kasi mga games pa nilang mumura. It's not $60 always. Ikaw, nilalaro mo isa nila, Stellaris, diba? Oh, see? Diba? May pinag-iisipan nila eh. Diba? Kasi parang ito yung gustong-gusto nila yung mga addict. Yung hardcore addict sa games. Oo. Yung hardcore talaga na parang hindi nasasatisfy sa mga palamute. Diba? Kasi as you can see, Crusader Kings...
Pag mo na yung oras.
yung Crusader Kings 2 is not a good-looking game. It just has a good-looking map. That's it. Diba? Pero even then, pwede mo pang sabihin mas maganda pa rin yung mas maganda pa yung Civilization, yan. Pero when you start to play it, when you start to really learn how it plays, oh my God, baka hindi ka na kumain. Ganun talaga siya. Eh. Grand strategy talaga pag pinag-usapan. So, yun yung mga kinikater.
Sila pala gumawa ng Battletech, no? Battletech.
Sila. Timo, nakita mo? They actually put money on these types of games. Yung mga games na magaganda, pero hindi nakikita ng mga AAA developers. Yung mga sinasabi nila na para siguro, gusto namin gumawa ka, pwede mo i-publish nitong game na to, ganyan. Ay, hindi naman kasi ang kikita di ba? Paano kami kikita dyan? Di ba? Nakakalimutan nila na parang through sales only. Di ba? Katulad ng dati, City Skylines.
One of your favorites.
Oh, City Skylines. Okay. This was a small developer in, I think, Finland. They're really a small developer. Ito si head developer na is a girl who has hair color, yung mga gano'n. Yung para talagang niche talaga sila na gamers. Hindi sila yung mga typical na mukhang nerd na ganyan. Hindi, ito mukhang geek sila. So parang, tapos pinroduce nila to, and they knew that they were going up against a genre that had one champion, which is SimCity. Pero they took down SimCity, di ba? Ay, nagkataon lang, pumalpak yung SimCity nun. Pumalpak yung SimCity ng taon na yun Bang! Boom! Tapos, nilabanan pa nila yung susunod na dapat napapalit sa SimCity. Cities XXL? Gano'n?
Oh, parang nabasa.
Oo. Tinake down din nila yun. Parang walang kwenta yung game nyo. Yung game na. They're a developer that specializes in their last game was tungkol sa traffic. How will you manage traffic sa isang city and all that. Pero that gameplay is the key gameplay why people stuck with City Skylines. It's because ang hirap i-manage ng traffic. Ang hirap talaga i-manage ng traffic doon. I mean, sabi ko nga sana, actually meron namang gumagawa Merong gumawa na parang, kasi you can download from maps from other players that they created. Somebody already made a good friend of mine, early development, when he actually saw my review in Rappler. Nainganyo siya, subukan ko, bilhin ko yan. Gumawa siya mismo using, I think, Photoshop or whatnot, na gumawa siya ng Jollibee. Na pwede mong ilagay in-game asset. So, imbes na fast food chain ang nilagay doon Jollibee. So maganda siyang game and everything. So ito yung mga games na sinusupport ng Paradox. The same as, pero kasi self-producing kasi ang CD Projekt Red So, 'di ba? Medyo pagdating doon, pa sila Pero nga, marami silang pera na rin kasi because of the success of The Witcher. They've actually made a lot of money. They also own GOG, 'di ba? So 'yun. Pwede sila mag-risk with all types of games and everything. So,
ano ba? They own GOG din?
Oh.
Sino to?
CD Projekt Red.
Okay. Sa kanila pala yun?
Oo, kanila yan. Doon sila nag-start.
Baka naman biglang they go the Valve way, ha?
Ano na?
Baka makatulad si Valve kay Valve na hindi na gumagawa ng game out of you.
Hindi. They initially started as GOG. They sold games, they sold ganyan, resold games, mga ganyan. So, yun sila nag-start. Pero they weren't content kasi they wanted to make video games themselves. So, yun. They started with CD Projekt Red. Doon sila naging doon sila kumita ng pera talaga. Kasi nga, parang, kumikita tayo ng pera dito, pero hindi naman sila talaga business-minded in a way. So, they're gamers sila na gusto nilang gumawa ng games, gusto nilang gumawa ng sariling games. So, yeah. I mean, if you can watch how The Witcher started, it was not the same as the first few, or the Witcher 1. It was not parang 3D game na ganyan. 3D siya, pero more of Diablo yung style nila. Yun yung gusto nilang gawin. Kasi nga madaling gawin. Pero yun. Alright, so yun na yun. Dami natin i-discuss ngayon, pare. Dalawa lang tayo. Sige, anyway. So yun. I mean, if we miss anything, just let us know in the comments when we post this. So yun, guys. That's our episode for today. You have a great night or great morning. Yun, so wag masyado puro kalaro, ha.